this is our odobenocetops so far. You can see shorter tusk and much longer tusk. I'm going to do a closer review once we actually finish it getting painted, but you can see there's 2 magnets on the bottom. First one is so that it can sit on the ground as if it was feeding. And then the second one, oh, forgot to move the base out of the way, not the odobenocetops, but you can actually put it onto this one for it to be in more of a swimming position. I also have like this little stand right here, which is not made for this, but it's another stand made for some other things I made, like made it for this guy. But anyways, you can actually balance this guy on it. You have to actually put it in front of the magnet because it's a little bit front heavy, but you can balance it on this smaller one if you needed to. But instead, I do prefer this one because this one actually does have a magnet in the top, so it can actually clip onto the stomach. But the actual balance point is a little bit more forward, but it does work perfectly fine right here because of the magnet. But yeah, I'll show you guys the rest of this figure once it is painted up. And yeah, I'm actually really proud of this one so far. So here's the final result of our odobenocetops, which you can see the long tusk here, and on this side you can see the shorter tusk. You also can see the face pattern, which I did choose a certain color scheme for this one, which this one is, actually the brown looks way darker on camera than on the actual figure. I think it's because of the lighting. My lighting's really weird right now. But yeah, basically this is a little bit more of a brighter brown, and you can see the patterns on the tail. This is actually based off a design that I made for the odobenocetops if it were to appear in Dino Dex, which, if you don't know, is in pretty much a sequel to Dino Dana. But yeah, anyways, I based it off that, so that is where I got the color scheme from. But you can see, yeah, this figure actually, I actually really like this one. The only difference from the actual design that I made is that spots don't stop here; they go all the way down the gray part of the face. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This thing is actually interesting because it comes with 2 stands. This is the simple stand, which is for if you want to display it as if it was swimming, which is pretty nice in my opinion. But then we also have this stand, which, if we go back down a little bit, you can see this stand, which it's not anything crazy. You maybe think it just goes on like this, but it actually does not. You can actually put it on this stand and have it like it's feeding, which it is not balancing like this actually. It's because there's a magnet in the mouth, which you can't see, and then there's also a magnet on the stand, which you can kind of see. The paint kind of rubbed off here. But yeah, it's not from the actual thing, it's just from some things that happened with the spray, and then also some humidity issues, so yeah. But yeah, it can balance like there. It also is a magnet on the stomach, which it can actually, that's actually how it balances on here, because the actual center of balance on this thing is a little bit further up on like the chest. So you can see it balances there, but it actually magnetizes to this part, which you can see when, well, you can see a little bit better when I can pick the stand up right there. So yeah, that's actually how it stays onto the stand a little bit better. So yeah, pretty interesting. I'm gonna put it on the base that looks like it's feeding real fast for the actual size comparison. So let me just turn this around. But yeah, let me do the actual size comparison. So first things first, this figure measures in at about, I'm sorry to take measures upside down, but about 8 inches, which is a pretty nice size. And then in height, I'd say about, well, 3.5 if you're counting this fin up here, but about 3 if you're not. Now let's actually compare this to some things. So first, on the size comparison, here's it compared to a Jurassic World Atrociraptor, which is about the same length. And yeah. Next, let's compare it to a Jurassic World human figure, which you can see sizes up pretty decently. Which odobenocetops' size is kind of varies from source to source, but usually I see it considered to be about 13 feet long. Though, if you look at the Complete Guide to Prehistoric Life, it says that it's 7 feet long, and though the Complete Guide to Prehistoric Life is outdated, so that may be the reason. But next we have it compared to my Leviathan, which I made. Which, yeah. Which also, this Leviathan technically is downscaled. So it's kind of more of a size of a juvenile leviathan in, well, at least the Jurassic World size range. That's because this was one of the first ones that I made, and I didn't want to make it too big because I wasn't sure how big of things I could make, so I decided to downsize it a little bit. But yeah, there's this compared to the odobenocetops. Now let's compare it to this, just kind of technically just a generic shark figure from Walmart, but I always considered it a megalodon because it's a really big shark figure, which I actually had two of these. The old one I had repainted as the Dino Dana one, but I don't have that unfortunately anymore, so I'll probably have to repaint this one as the Dino Dana one again. But if you want to see this next to the Dino Dana Megalodon, then I do have this, which is a very old and kind of ugly plushie that I made based off the Dino Dana Megalodon. But just for you, so just for fun, I decided to throw it in there. And I also do have one based off the Dino Dana Leviathan too, which is also kind of hideous. But if you want to see a video on these guys and a few other custom plushies, comment down below. But anyways, that is it for odobenocetops. I think it actually came out pretty decently, and as I usually do when I make these, it takes a few months before I actually make another one, but that is different today. I actually painted this today, but at the same time, I made another figure. It's not painted yet, but I have it actually completely made, and yeah, that video should be coming out tomorrow, or unless this video gets delayed a little bit, it should be coming out the same day as this video, or again tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, I do want you guys to guess what the next species will be, which the only clue I will give it is a terrestrial animal from the Triassic period, and it is relatively popular. But yeah, anyways, I will see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.